If you have not heard of Axie DoLL, you are missing out. Defenders of Lunassian Land is extremely fun and addicting, and surprisingly competitive. I cannot stop myself from checking the leaderboards every single time I play. Even though it's a single player game, I still want to be the best. And I think it's their dedication to paying homage to classic arcade games of the past that allow them to achieve this effect. So let's find out why people love this game, how you can start playing, and some tips and tricks I've picked up to help you rise through the leaderboards from the get-go. This game throws you into the action from the very start, and it only accelerates from there. But there are some very important decisions to make before you even press the start button. First of all, you'll need to choose a team of 3 Axies that you can access within the game client. Now, something you'll notice is that all of these Axies have different stats between HP, armor, speed, and health regen. These stats are determined by your Axie's class, but what's very unique about this game is that now your Axie's body type actually affects how good it is in-game. For example, you can see here that all of these Aquas have the exact same stats, but if we look at this Aqua with Curly, you'll notice they have a little bit more armor and a little bit less HP regeneration. And also, if we look at this Aqua with Fuzzy, he's got less armor and more HP regeneration. So when picking your Axies, make sure to pay very close attention to both the class and the body type. As of now, your Axie's body parts or cards don't really matter, and you'll see why in a second. But as for which Axie to play with, my favorites are Aquas and Birds. Aquas and Birds are the 2 fastest classes, and I think their speed buff is just too good to pass up, especially in a game with so many random scenarios. Once you've chosen your Axies, you're ready to start playing, go ahead and log into the game client, and then you can choose which Axie you actually want to play with. Today we're going to go with the Bird. Next, you'll have to choose your skills, and this is the most pivotal part of any run, because choosing the right skills to synergize with each other is what's going to give you success in the long term. You'll start off the game with only 1 skill, but as you collect gems, you'll unlock more skills or upgrade the skills you already have. Now remember, the first skill that you select to add to your skill tree will be the skill that you start the game with, so make sure that it is a good skill. You definitely don't want to choose a shield to be your first skill, because then you won't be able to damage any creatures and you won't be able to unlock any other skills. If you are new to DoLL, then a great skill to start with would be Snail Shell. Both offensive and defensive, it is great early game and late game, a great skill to start with. Now, something you'll learn very quickly about this game is that it's impossible to stay safe forever. You're bound to get hit sooner or later. So some form of shield and also some form of healing is very good to have on a build. I really like Mint because it gives you a shield, and when the shield breaks, it heals you as well, so it has like a dual purpose. Now we've got our shield. As for healing, I really like the strategy with Rosebud. Rosebud will drop a random rose somewhere on the field, and as long as I stand within its radius, I will be slowly healed up by its pulses. Now, in order to use Rosebud as a healing card, you need to be able to stay stagnant and safe. Most of the time you're running around to avoid hits, but with Rosebud you need to stay in one area. So we need to form the rest of our build around that strategy. So we want cards that do a lot of damage very close to us. And there are a couple different strategies we can go with. Hatsoon will summon a stationary vegetable that spins for a duration of time, damaging everything that runs into its path. So if you can drop those Hatsoons near the Rosebud, you're good to go. Now, like Snail Shell from earlier, I'm a big fan of things that orbit around you, protecting you from getting hit. So I really like Clamshell. I am also a huge fan of Strawberry Shortcake. I think it's probably one of the best cards in the game. You can control an entire horde of enemies with just this one card, even at level 1. Now, I think the last thing I need to really perfect this build is going to be some form of AoE. That could be Ronin or Double Talk or even Ranchu. In fact, I'm going to go with Double Talk and Ranchu. Both of these AoE cards deal damage right around your Axie while also providing a secondary effect like freeze or sleep. Now, you have to choose at least 6 skills to have in your arsenal, but you could have up to 12. The give and take is that the more skills you have, the more versatility you'll have, but you won't be able to upgrade any one skill very much, leaving you underpowered in the late game. So for the purposes of this video, we're gonna go with just these 8 skills. So the goal of this game is to survive as long as possible, killing every monster in your path and collecting the gems that they drop. As you collect the gems, you get to upgrade your skills or unlock new skills. Here I unlocked Clamshell. Now you're going to want to pay very close attention to the clock when you play this game. A lot of things in this game seem random, but they're actually based on a timer. And if you can figure out those time cues, then you're going to have a huge advantage over players that don't. Now, when you level up, you get to choose from 3 skills to either upgrade or unlock. Now, since it's early game and you won't be taking very much damage to your Axey, getting as much damage output is probably the smartest thing to do so you can level up faster before it starts getting too intense. Now you'll see in a moment I'm going to unlock Hatsoon right here, and you'll see why it's so helpful. I'm about to drop Hatsoon right underneath my Axey, there it goes, and watch, as the birds run through, I run to the Hatsoons tear a hole through the birds, and I remain safe through the horde. I took a few hits, but I'll be able to heal that up before it starts getting too bad. Alright, let's fast forward till it gets more intense. Some cards don't need to be upgraded to give you value. Like Rosebud, I can unlock later to get the healing, I'll be fine. But cards like Clamshell and Snailshell give you so much more value if you upgrade them past level 5. So really focusing on upgrading those in the early game can be a very smart move. Fast forward again, we're about to upgrade our Snailshell again. And here you can see it's actually going to add an extra shell to the attack. So here you'll see it come out in just a moment. And here we go, 3 snail shells. They're moving so fast, no enemy can even get close to me. When those snail shells are out, I know my Axey is going to be safe. It is very, very strong once you get it to this level. Now, I told you to pay attention to that clock, and that's for moments like this. Boom, the arena appearing exactly 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And this isn't the only thing that's based on time. So make sure you're paying attention to that clock. This arena will force you to stay in a smaller field of maneuverability and take out the monsters attacking you. You can't just run away from these situations. Now, you could run through the wall, but you'll definitely end up taking a lot of damage. It's usually just worth it to stay inside. Now, in just a minute here, we are going to unlock Strawberry. This card is so OP. Let me give you an example. Here I am stuck in an arena being chased by a mini boss, but I can literally use my Strawberry to push the boss and his horde of baddies outside of the arena ring. You can use the Strawberry for so much, whether it be for damage or control of the enemies. Now here's a serious pro tip. These birds that are about to pop in from the sides may seem like a huge nuisance, but they're actually the key to leveling up fast. Let me show you. Those fast hordes of birds are some of the only monsters that will disappear if you don't kill them. So instead of running away, if you actually manage to kill them, then you can get a huge gem boost that you otherwise never would have had. And you can get that by using Strawberry or your huge AoE cards like Double Talk. Now, fast forward to the late game. Things are starting to get intense and I've taken a lot of damage. But if you'll notice, a Rosebud just appeared next to me and I'm going to stand near that. My strategy is working perfectly. Everything that I've set up to protect my Axey worked, and I'm able to stand right next to that Rosebud, and I've healed up completely, even getting my shield from Mint, and I'm in a great position now. Now, there's one last thing I want to point your attention to before I leave you to play the game on your own, and that is these Goblin boys right here, the bane of my existence. These are the fastest enemies in the game, and if you're not expecting them, they are bound to take you out right when you are feeling like you are becoming an OP competitor. They will ruin your day, so pay attention, because they are easily avoidable if you know what to do. So to avoid the Goblin boys, you've got to run up and then to the right to avoid both hordes. But you've got to start running up before they even appear on screen. So how do you do it? Well, just like everything else in this game, these hordes are based on time. These hordes will only appear at 8 minutes, 8 minutes and 20 seconds, and 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Then they will return at 10 minutes, 10 minutes and 20 seconds, and 10 minutes at 40 seconds. But they have a different strategy the second time around. So make sure to keep these times in your head, and these Gobble boys should not give you an issue. But in the end, no matter how powerful you make your Axey, there's always something that comes along that shocks you and kills you and ruins all your progress, and you're left to wonder how you can perfect the build even better the next time. All right, how do we do? Let's see. Almost 12 minutes, 11 and a half. Got 18 levels. Snail shell level 5, double talk level 4, clamshell level 3. We're making pretty good time. Look at that. We got 17th place. All right, not half bad, not half bad. And with that, you should now know everything you need to start killing it in Axie DoLL. Now, if you're not aware, Axie DoLL is still an alpha, which means you can only play the game when the team has granted you access by giving you shields. It costs 1 shield for every 1 game that you play. But I am happy to announce that the Axie DoLL team has given me 20 shields to distribute among 4 lucky winners. So if you want to play Axie DoLL, make sure you listen to the following rules. First off, you'll need to join their Discord server. For that, there'll be a link in the description below. Next, head over to their Twitter page, make sure that you're following them, and then click on doll.toland.com. From here, you'll be able to create your account and connect your Ronin wallet. Then click on game and choose the 3 Axies you want to play with in game. And finally, for your chance to win 5 shields, make sure to comment, give me Axie DoLL in the comments below. And until next time, everybody, thank you for watching.